Being in Israel last week, it was amazing to see those young boys going to worship at the wall with their fathers. I saw a father and a young boy standing there at the wall. And the father was rocking like this, just rocking, praying, rocking. And the little boy was right next to him, rocking. I say rocking. And I'm sitting there going, that's the beauty of the Jewish man right there. You don't have a Jewish boys going to prison. Jewish boys are 19-year-old running their father's business. Do you know why? Because at age 12, they go through a ceremony. All of them. At age 12, their father gives them a test. He takes them to the synagogue. And in front of all the men, the father says to the boy, today, you are a man. That's all the boy needs. You never had a father who talked to you like that. I know. That's why God sent you here today on Father's Day. Because now I have to father a whole lot of sons. Some of them older than me, but they're my sons. Because they're still looking for that affirmation that women need to protect them. They need that man to say, you are a father today. I want no man to move, please. Ladies, don't disturb the men. I want to pray for the men today, that we would have a new kind of man in the kingdom today. A new kind of man. Jesus said, I only do what pleases my Father. John chapter 8, verse 42. Please read this for me now together, please. Read it with me. John 8, verse 42. It says, read, men, read. If God was your Father, you would love me. For I came from God, the Father. Now I am here. Look at Matthew 8:44. Read. You belong to your father, the devil. You want to carry out your father's desires. He was a murderer from the beginning, and he is a liar and the father. In other words, you become exactly what your father is. You can become godly or devilish, depending on kind of father. Powerful father. I was thinking about this. The first thing that a father should be is an image for young men to follow. Christ says, if you know me, you know my Father. I heard a man said to me, he said, I met your son. I said, thank you. He says, no. He said, he's just like you. I said, what do you mean? He said, he's just like you. He talks like you. He dresses like you. He addresses people like you. He's smart, just like you. It made me so proud. Lady said to me, your daughter, just like you. She seemed to know what to do. Always seemed to have her head on right. That's good. He that has seen me, has seen my Father. Can they emulate you? That's number 2. Should your children be like you, sir? Can they emulate what you do in secret? Fathers, number 3, pattern for behavior. He said, I do what I see my Father do. That's what Jesus said. His Father was his pattern for behavior. Number 4, fathers provide substance and knowledge. Jesus said, I only speak what I hear my Father say. Can your children repeat your words? I was sitting on an aircraft one day. I got sick to my stomach. This young guy was talking to his mother. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you the truth, I'll never forget that moment. This young guy was talking to his mother on the phone. And he started cursing at his mother. I'm talking about 4-letter words left and right. I had to lean over and say, sir, excuse me, sir. First of all, I don't appreciate you expressing yourself like that in public because it's affecting me physically and mentally. Thank you, sir. I said, secondly, you shouldn't talk to your mother that way. He looked at me in shock. What was amazing was his mother was having a conversation with him with that language. I'll tell you something. If he was my son, see this hand? I would slap every word out of his mouth. But you see, he was patterning after his father. Can your children repeat the words you say? Number 5, fathers provide substance and knowledge. 6, they earn the right to be pleased. Jesus said, only do what please my Father. Let me tell you something. Every man in this room is trying to please their father, whether they know him or not. And every woman is trying to please her father, whether he knows it or not. Do you earn the right to be pleased by your father? Because I know somebody has a rough relationship with your daddy. You say, boy, my daddy wasn't that kind of daddy, Dr. Myles. I say, yeah, but you see, I'm giving you God's standards. It's now your turn. What are you going to do with your children? Number 6, Jesus said, watch this. Jesus says, my Father gave me the work to do. Can you trust your children with the work that you're doing and pass it on to them to do? Did you train them? I keep wondering about the Kellys in our country and the Alburys and these people. Their children take over their works. Only black man I know is Milo Butler. Everybody else ain't got nothing to pass on. Because somehow we just don't pass on. We don't train. Fathers entrust their children with what they develop. Number 7, fathers transfer their faith before they transfer materialism. Jesus says, I confer on you a kingdom the same way my Father conferred one on me. My Father gave me first the kingdom. Give your children The kingdom first. My son and daughter got a statement they always make around my wife and I now. They say, Daddy, that ain't kingdom. That's their favorite statement. That ain't kingdom, Daddy. One time I go on and I live spot on my shirt. My daughter says, Daddy, that spot ain't kingdom. Go change that shirt. I say, wow, she got it. I gave them the kingdom. They're kingdom conscious. If they can go into life, I ain't got to worry with them anymore. They got the kingdom first. You give your kid money, it'll wear away. Give them the kingdom, they'll live forever. Fathers give kingdoms. They give spirituality first. Number 8, teach them what their friends should learn. You know, I read this last night. It says, son, do not despise the friends of your father. Now what that means is if your father's a good father, you want to get to know his friends and respect them. Your son should respect your friends if you are a righteous father. By the way, it goes for the negative too. If you are a negative father, your sons and daughters will use your negative friends to justify what they're doing. But your friends do it, so why can't I do it? See? In other words, if you are a good father, they should respect your good friends. Your friendships affect your fathering. Number 9, be an example of hard work. Jesus said, my Father is always working, therefore I work. Wow, what an example. My Father's always working, therefore I work. Are you a good example of hard work so your sons and daughters can say, look, hard work is good because my father is a hard worker? They should get it from their father. The average person in here probably gets it from their mother. She's killing herself on 2 jobs trying to make ends meet, and that is not the way God planned it, but she has to do it because there's no foundation. God forbid. Finally, number 10, a father should reveal yourself through your thoughts. Jesus said, I have taught you what my Father taught me. Can you have your children transfer what you know to their friends? That's fathering. I heard someone say years ago, it says, you don't prove your parenting by how your children come out. Your parenting is proven by how your grandchildren come out. If you want to know if you are a good parent, check your grandchildren. And if they curse in dirty words, something went wrong somewhere. That means your son and daughter teaching them some stuff that you didn't teach them. He says, I received from my Father, therefore I give to you, he says. Your father should be the transfer of information to your friends. May God give us fathers that are kingdom fathers. Close your Bibles.